I woke up this morning and we had a beautiful new month ahead of us. I'm done eating Thanksgiving leftovers and hopefully you are too. But today, oh man, I'm excited. Not just because it's December, not just because it's a new month. We've got all these sports on, but because we're going to get in our duffel. It's because we're going to get in our bag this month. It is the birthday month. It is the end of the year. Gifts got to get paid for. It's Christmas season. So I know we're about to go crazy on the free three this month. I'm excited for it today. We've got Monday Night Football and then also an NBA winner for you guys on the way. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video. I'm bringing down my favorite picks and plays of the day. And we try to get to the bag together and make some money. We've got a new month ahead of us. So with the new month, let me recap on how we did over the weekend and ended the month of November. And then we'll get into the Monday Night Football matchup between the Browns and the Broncos. And then also I've got a player prop in the NBA, and then a three-team CBB college basketball lay and a light slate over there. So we're going to touch all the sports today, and let's get into it. Let's recap how we did over the weekend. So over the weekend, we ended off the month of November, not exactly the way that we wanted to. It was a 4-5 weekend on Friday and Saturday when we recap it. So let's look at Friday real quick. Hartenstein on the rebounds, we got the NBA pick right. O'Connell's pass yards, we got that right. Our two losses on Friday came on Jackson Dart's pass yards, and then also our three-team CBB lay where Mississippi State South. So that was tough 2-2 day. But then Saturday, we took a bunch of underdogs, and that was disappointing because a lot of them were right there. Auburn, multiple chances. They got the turnovers. They just couldn't convert. Texas A&M, same exact thing. Red zone possessions, just couldn't get it done. Vanderbilt jumped out to a quick lead, couldn't get it done. So those three losses on Saturday hurt. But we were able to get Syracuse on the spread and Kyle McCord's pass yards. Hopefully you sprinkled a little bit on Syracuse on the money line. I told you they were on upset alert and they were able to get it done. So we were able to end off the month of November with a record of 48-49. So not the way I exactly wanted it to be. I think I've been doing this show for like a year and a half, 2 years now. And I think this is only the second month where we've had a losing record, like not over 50%. So that's kind of disappointing. But obviously I was mad because on Sunday I got in my bag and we went 5-1 on Sunday. I posted on YouTube. I posted on Twitter. We went through the whole slate. We got it done. Eagles and Bills on the teaser. Wrap that up. Daniels on the pass attempts. Jaden Daniels, that was a sweat, but we got it done. Joe Burrow's pass yards, no sweat. Saquon Barkley, longest rush. We knew a tutty was coming at some point in the game. Happened there late, and then the Rams on the spread. Saints suck. We got that done. Our only loss in the day came in Sunday Night Football on Josh Allen's longest rush. So 5-1 Sunday, 9-6 complete weekend. You can see our full breakdown of every sport on how we've done so far this year. And look at that NFL record, 70-53. That's what we need here, baby. And we've got a great Monday Night Football matchup today. So I'm done yapping. Let's get into these winners today. Let's run it up. All right, Monday Night Football. So let's get to it real short, real sweet, real fast. What's going to happen? Obviously, the Denver Broncos are taking on the Cleveland Browns, two teams that are obviously headed in two different directions. Broncos 7-5 on the year. Meanwhile, the Browns are 3-8 on the year. But ever since Jameis Winston has taken over for the quarterback of the Browns, they've been able to string together not only victories, but also been able to score some points and upset some pretty heavy favorites like the Baltimore Ravens, like the Pittsburgh Steelers last Thursday, and now they face a Broncos team where they find themselves 6-point underdogs here because they're on the road, but the Browns have had the longest rest following that Steelers game because they played on Thursday night, last Thursday, and now they're playing Monday night. That's the longest break that you can get, not including a bye week. So what are we going with here, okay? I like the Broncos here. I do think they're going to win the game. The way that Sean McVay has really gotten these boys to buy in after starting out the season 0-2 and just been able to string together the games and the wins that they've needed to. Bo Nix has been an incredible 5-0 against the spread as a favorite. But that's where I'm looking at these numbers. I'm like, okay, a little bit of regression is due. And the fact that the Broncos are also 6-0 against the spread against teams with losing records, 8-2 against the number in their last 10 games, it's not really sustainable. So what are we going to go with today? I'm going with the tease piece. Browns plus 12. And then we're going to go over 36. And then we're going to take Jameis over 230.5 pass yards. That gets you to minus 120 on the teaser, minus 115 on Jameis pass yards. Again, that's over 230.5 on Jameis Winston's pass yards. Now, the reason why I'm going with the teaser here is just because 12 points is a lot of points. It's a beautiful teaser setup. We get past the key number of 7 there. And just the way that the Broncos have been playing defense, it's been great. But keep in mind, they haven't been playing teams that have necessarily been like shaking your boots. They gave up 19 points to the Raiders. They won that game 29-19. They crushed the Falcons. But I mean, look at Kirk Cousins. That Falcons team, they're not looking really good. They lost to the Chiefs 16-14. They lost to the Ravens 41-10. They gave up 14 points to the Panthers. So for me, I'm like, okay, this is a strong Broncos defense, both the run defense and pass defense, but that's where they're most vulnerable is on the passing side. That's why I like Jameis here. And we've seen what the Browns have been able to do as heavy underdogs. They beat the Steelers in the Snow Bowl and as heavy underdogs 24-19. But look at a few weeks earlier against the Ravens. 29-24. They won that game. Nobody thought they were going to win their game. Granted, that was at home, but game is just like a perfect setup for Jameis, for one of his classic quotes on prime time. And I saw a stat or a trend. Jameis Winston is 59-1 as against the number as an underdog of at least 4 points in his career. And he is a 2-0 outright winner in this spot since leaving the Buccaneers, including a 7.5 point home underdog win against the Ravens in week 8. So being able to see them pick up these type of wins gives me confidence to say, you know what, this is one of those games where they'll probably get down because of how great Bo Nix has been, but he's going to sling the rock, which is why we're taking his pass yards. But are they also going to get blown out? I don't think so. And also, if you look at the trends in the numbers have been leaning towards the over on Monday Night Football games this year. I think the number is like 11 and like 3. I have to get the exact number. I think it's 11-3, 11-4. Look it up in terms of the numbers towards the total on Monday Night Football. But it has been leaning to the over this season. And for me, it's just a good situational spot. 36 is a low number. Both of these offenses have been able to score the ball. Broncos have gone over in 3 of their last 4 games. Meanwhile, same thing as the Browns, and they've been able to do that at lines of 44, 44.5, 46.5 for the Broncos. So I like what we get here. Broncos are also in the bottom half of the league in terms of most pass attempts given up per game. So if Jameis is getting the time to throw the ball, he should be able to rack up the yards. I like this here. Don't overthink it. Do I think the Broncos win this game? They should be able to get it, but I do think that this is a classic upset alert. I like the Browns at plus 6.5, but we're just going to do the teaser here and get over as I'm expecting some offense on both sides of the ball here. All right, NFL, got that out the way. 2 best bets right there for you guys. Let's go over to the NBA and one young guy who's been balling out, and I like his situation spot today, and that's Mr. Jalen Johnson. We're going to go over 19.5 points. We're going to go minus 120 odds. Now, Jalen Johnson right now for the Atlanta Hawks is averaging 20 points per game, 9.9 rebounds, so basically 10 rebounds, and 5.5 assists on 50% shooting from the field. The bro is on a streak. I love the way that he's hooping. Look at his recent game logs. On Saturday against Charlotte, he had 20 points and 9 assists. Against Cleveland, he had 20 points and 7 assists. Again, the game before that, also against Cleveland, 22.7 assists. Against Dallas, 28 points, 3 assists. Against Chicago, 25 points, 25 assists. So if you want to take his points and assist line at 23, 24.5, I'm not opposed to that. But I like going with the points here just because his, he might not have to dish and dime as much today because Trae Young should be playing today against the Pelicans. That's who the Hawks are playing. The Pelicans are god-awful. We know that. They played last night on the road at New York, got blown out in that game. So they have to travel from New York down to Atlanta today. The Pelicans are giving up the 3rd most points per game to small forwards, which Jalen Johnson is. I like Jalen Johnson here. I'm not overthinking it. I literally just gave you 5 straight games that he went over this number. And if you look at some of the other game logs this month, he's averaging 21 points per game for the month of November. So it's something that he's been able to consistently do since he's been able to get the starting nod, since he's averaging 36 minutes per game. I like Jalen Johnson here. Don't overthink it. Second night of back-to-back for the Pelicans. Young Bullets hooping, but you can take the points and assists as well. All right. 2 best bets down, 2 sports down. Let's head over to college basketball real fast. 3 teams you're probably not that familiar with, but we're going to run through them real quick to get the W. It's more about fading their opponents than it is really playing on them. So we're going to go Miami of Ohio, Loyola, Maryland, and Colorado on the first half money line, plus 100 odds. All money line. First half money line for Colorado. Miami of Ohio. Let's look up them real quickly. Let's break them down. Miami of Ohio. In today's matchup, they are taking on Air Force. Air Force sucks, okay? They're 2-6 on the year, including losing back-to-back games against Sacramento State and Wright State. Their only 2 wins is against Mercyhurst, which is a team that's ranked 350th on KenPom, and Jacksonville State on their second game of the year. They're the slowest basketball team in all of college basketball. Like, no team plays slower than Air Force. And now they have to go on the road to a Miami of Ohio team that's pretty solid on the year. They're ranked 189th on KenPom, so that's top 200. They're 4-2, and their only 2 losses have been to a Wright State team that's ranked 130th on KenPom, and to Michigan, which is obviously Michigan Wolverines, a Power 5 school. But they've been able to beat Mercer, Siena, Maryland Eastern Shore, App State, which is ranked 115th on KenPom. They're at home. I like Miami of Ohio here. Moving on to Loyola, Maryland. The reason why we're taking Loyola, Maryland is because they're 3-3 on the year, coming off a nice win against VMI, and they're taking on Coppin State. Coppin State is 363 on KenPom. Guess how many D1 teams there are? 363. Coppin State 0-8 on the year, have not won a single game. They have not been close to winning a single game. They have not sniffed a single game or victory within 10 points. I'm taking Loyola, Maryland today. At home, we take as the second leg. Third and final leg, the Colorado Buffs. They're taking on Pacific in this matchup. I'm taking them on the first half money line. They should be able to win this game. KenPom has this as an 18-point win for Colorado. I just don't feel like laying a 20-point spread. I'm taking them on the first half money line. They are at home. Very tough place to play in Colorado. Coming off of the Maui Invitational where they beat UConn, but they lost to Iowa State and Michigan State. That's good for the program. 1-2 there. That's not too bad. They didn't finish in last place. That's all that matters. Now they get a get-right spot against Pacific. We're going to take them at home on the first half money line to tuck us in as the 3-piece of the day. Oh, that's it for me today, my friends. 4 best bets that I'm giving you guys on this Monday card in the Monday Night Football. Let's just go with the tease piece. Browns plus 12 and over 36. Maybe sprinkle a little bit on the Browns money line, as I do think it's upset alert today. Jameis, over 230.5 pass yards. I like him to get it done. Now, for the NBA, Jalen Johnson over 19.5 points. The small forward, young bull, has been hooping for the Hawks. I like him today against a very weak Pelican squad. And then we're going to go for a CBB lay, Miami of Ohio, Loyola, Maryland, and then Colorado first half. Those are all going to get it done for us on this Sunday card. All right, my friends? Appreciate y'all for tapping in this morning. As always, let's get to that cheddar, dictate your fate, and I will see y'all in tomorrow's video. Drop a comment below for me, share a like, and let's continue to get to that money. Later, guys.